Greetings. Hair's all falling to the front like that. Greetings, sacred women. I think I probably should move to the other side so that we can have better lighting. Okay, thanks. There we go. So, greetings, love and life family. Greetings to all of you that joined the live or catch the replay. I am new to YouTube. I have not really gotten all the kinks out, but thank you all for joining me and bearing with me. Blessings to the first sacred woman and all the sacred women that will join this live and watch the replay. Nukpu Inter Hamet, Sherry Ebneter Unk. I am Sacred Woman Practitioner, Sherry Unk. Lady Unk is what they call me. Blessings to the first sacred woman. I am a sacred Nubian woman, Kemetic woman, Hetepu. I am a sacred Rasta woman, Ja Rastafari. I am a sacred Hebrew Israelite woman, Shalom. I am a sacred Muslim woman, Hamdulillah. I am a sacred Hare Krishna woman, Hare Krishna Haribo. I am a sacred Buddhist woman, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. I am a sacred Christian woman, Hallelujah. I am a sacred Turtle Island woman, Aho. I am a sacred Yoruba woman, Ashe. The creator, the source, the foundation, and sacredness gave to the world the original model for a woman, and so brought to the earth from the dark African woman, from her womb came forth all shades of people. Sacred women of the world, I come to you with greetings and peace as you come together in Samatawi, in unity to spread healing to all corners of the earth. I am the first Nubian African woman, mother of all women within the rainbow of colors and traditions, cultures that now cover the globe. As the original woman, every aspect of my existence was spiritually directed in the government, work, marriage, family life, foods, healing, and ceremonies. Life and transformation, death, were directed by the Most High in Ter, Creator, Creatress. There was no separation of spirit and state in my time. All was one, coming forth from one Creator, Creatress, the Divine Spirit. As an African Nubian woman, I lived and breathed and even dressed and adorned myself in the holy and living spirit of the great Mother and Father of Spirit. From me, the original woman, the African woman, every language, every culture, every religion was born. Every tradition was inspired by the first woman. Give honor, praise, adoration to the first mother, the sacred African woman. Ashe. I've read to you page 129 in the Sacred Woman Anniversary Expanded and Updated Edition. And it is noted in your index if you have the first generation book as blessings of the first sacred woman. And the reason that I started off with that today, as we deeper dive into sacred word, is because the power that's behind these particular words, but because it also shows unity in all religious houses. Sacred woman is not a religious practice, it is spiritual in nature, it is a spiritual lifestyle. My goal with this particular channel is to spread awareness of the sacred woman lifestyle so that it may inspire some of you to do the healing work on yourselves, to bring yourself back in alignment and harmony with your infinite and divine power. As I've explained in the previous videos, If you go back and you take a look at my journey, this didn't come right away. This is something that I've learned over time as I have started to develop and strengthen in my walk, and as I've gone into study about spirituality, and in particular, spirituality that sits and resonates deep within my soul. And within that, I have found Sacred Woman to be just that spiritual practice that I've needed. Understand that the information that I'm giving is subjective. You are able to modify things that suit you and fit you. As I always say, take what applies and let the rest fly. So if it doesn't apply to you, go ahead and take that out. You can always modify. Understand that the power of our ancient Kemetic deities, as well as the power of the words and those ancient the metanetter that we speak, um, that holds power. And as I just said, today is the day that we focus on gateway number 1, which is sacred word. And the spiritual guardian of this gateway is Tahuti. And let me just give you a little background information on Tahuti. And if you're reading along with me on the book, you can turn to page 119, and it is on the right hand column, and it reads as so. Tahuti is the guardian attributed to the word and the patron of scribes. The inscribed glyphs on the temple, tombs, obelisks, and papyruses are the collective product of the Neteru, Tahuti. Two animals, the ibis and the Sinopolis, the dog-eared ape, are used to indicate this deity. Tahuti is present at the time of the judgment scene and records the condition of the heart being weighed against a mayat feather of truth. Tahuti association with Mercury indicates that he has a messenger status. Tahuti is also associated with the moon. Tahuti is an indwelling wisdom of the Heru spiritual warriors, consults in the war against Set challenge. Okay. A priest or priestesses wearing the mask of the ibis is present to present at the celebration of Wetrumput, which marks the new year in Hopi Nile Valley tribe. In addition, the ritual and stretch the cord is used to ordinate the foundation of the temples, which is presented over by Tahuti Shisheta, the netter of letters. And I read you just a little bit brief synopsis of who Tahuti is and his relevance in ancient Kemetic um, cosmology so that you understand where we are in the deity that we're speaking to. In this gateway, we give honor to our ancestors, Zora Neale Hurston, Margaret Walter, and I will also update our ancestor, Maya Angelou. We also have our elders, Toni Morrison, Camilla Yarbrough, and Nikki Giovanni. Divine contemporaries, Edwidge DeConti, and Jessica Care Moore. These are the elders, ancestors, and divine contemporaries that are noted in the book. However, in each gateway that you enter, you may have your own ancestors, divine contemporaries, and elders that exhibit this area of life, that strongly exhibit this area of life, or are sacred women in these areas. And so you can update that as such. So let's get into sacred altar, okay? Our sacred word altar would have the pictures of your spiritual guardian. So that would be Tahuti or whomever you would see Tahuti as. Um, if I had to gauge in some of the other religions, it would be someone who was very strong at writing, okay? In Christian In Christianity, Apostle Paul wrote many of letters that the church still live by today. So I would probably attribute him in Christianity to Apostle Paul, but in other religious faiths, there may be a spiritual deity that you would like to honor in that space. Picture of your ancestor, an ancestor preferably that fits the gateway, but you can call on any of your ancestors that mean good for you. So you could have, your grandma on there, whoever, grandmas always speak a good word to you. Then a picture of your sacred self. A sacred self needs to be front and center on your altar. That's a divine picture of you, a picture of you in your highest light, a picture of you that resonates with your soul. Some people even use pictures of them as a baby before the traumas and things have set out, but a picture of your sacred self. A picture of an elder, someone who's still living, who you look up to and who you admire, and a picture of your divine contemporary. And so, as we get into each gateway has its own altar, and you can see that at the start of the gateway before we get into the meat and potatoes of the gateway. All right. You'd also have the elements of air, fire, water, nature, air, fire, water, spirit, and present all on your altar. You'll also want to have some anointing oils if you have them, as well as crystals if you have them as well. Um, and the color for this particular gateway is yellow. Okay, it's the color of yellow. All right. So when we go into our sacred woman text, we understand that there are observations, there are things that we need to do in order to really open the gateway, really go into the gateway. So I am going to break down some of the aspects of the sacred woman lifestyle within sacred word because I would like you to understand the power of some of these rituals or routines that we do. Understanding that as we talk about sacred word, before I get into that, oftentimes we're scared of different words because of things that have been associated with with those particular words in modern culture. Okay, when I speak of ritual, simply put, I mean a routine, something you do regularly. Okay, I know that as a trigger word for many Christians and many people of various faiths, because the word ritual almost seems demonic based on what we have been taught. Okay, but understanding the etymology of words, understanding the power that words hold is the key to this particular gateway. Okay, and so I'm going to go into some of the aspects of the spiritual observances that we observe within each gateway and what's observed in this particular gateway. Okay, so this particular gateway is the element of air. Okay, and the power of the tongue and the breath that's used when you speak your words. Okay, the tone and reflection. The sacred words rule the throat center. The sacred word initiation eliminates communication problems and blockages in the expression of creativity. It irrigates the expression of destructive, debilitating words that lessen yourself and others. The sacred word initiation gives you the power to communicate honestly, creatively, and holistically throughout every aspect of your life. The sacred word initiation teaches you to speak words that build, rejuvenate, and heal yourself and others. Gateway 1 Sacred Word work will help you to eliminate sacred word blockages, thyroid problems, bronchitis, throat blockages, and laryngitis. The spiritual exercise of ascension are performed daily for 7 days, the number for the spirit. They will awaken your inner gateways of divinity so that you may come to your full center. Okay, so here are some of the observations that help to clear that sacral, that throat chakra, as well as help to clear your words. First of all, the spiritual bath. The power of a bath, okay, is to wash away, to cleanse away. And so most of the time we think of our baths as a routine that we do just to make our physical body clean and not smell. What I'd invite you to understand is that everything we do is not only physical, but mental and spiritual. Okay. Understanding that not only when we do our bath are we cleansing the physical temple, but we are also cleansing our mind, our spirit, and we are releasing things that doesn't serve us. So the bath now turns from a routine into a ritual when we add the intention, okay, behind it. Your altar. Your altar you build because that is your sacred space to come before yourself, your divine reflection, your higher self. Come before the Most High, the Creator Creatress. I like to consider the Creator Creatress something inside of me and not outside of myself. But many of you do consider the Creator Creatress outside of you. So the altar is something that you go before so that you can open that line of communication. Okay. In every denominational faith that I have understood and been a part of, an altar of some sort was present where people could go and lay their burdens down or release what things they need to release or to gain clarity, wisdom, prayer, and meditation. Okay. When we open up the gateway, we recite certain words. Some of the words that we recite are the sacred and divine Tahuti, spiritual guardian of the gateway of sacred words. Please accept my deepest gratitude for your healing presence on my altar and in my life. Thank you for your guidance and inspiration and for your love and blessing. And please accept my love and blessings in return. Hetepu. Okay? We'd also pour libations. Pouring libations not only honors the deity that you are working with or the spiritual influence that you are working with, because I know the word deity also could be a trigger point word. But the spiritual influences or the spiritual people that you subscribe to, the pouring libations welcomes that energy into your space. It also welcomes in the energy of your ancestors and just acknowledging that the wisdom and the life that they live, you have that wisdom deep down embedded in you, and you're calling upon that wisdom to be at the forefront of your life so that you can walk stronger in your faith and stronger towards your purpose. Okay. As we go on from there, we recite our Sacred Woman spiritual prayer. For those of you who have not officially gone through the Sacred Woman rites of passage, it will go as follows: Sacred Woman in the making, Sacred Woman reawaken, Sacred Spirit, hold me near, protect me from all harm and fear beneath the stones of life. Direct my steps in the right way as I journey through this vision. Sacred Spirit, surround me in your most absolute perfect light. Anoint me with your sacred purity. Give me peace and divine insight. Bless me, truly bless me as I share this sacred light. Teach me, Sacred Spirit, to be in tune with the universe. Teach me how to heal with the inner and outer elements of air, fire, water, and earth. Tua and Ter. Okay? As we go into our sacred word prayer for this particular gateway, it goes as follows: Divine Creator Creators, assist me in speaking Hekau, that is words of power. May my words be anointed. May my words not damage a soul. Divine Mother, help me to speak words that heal, words that empower, words that build, words that transform. Help me to guard my words so no venom passes my lips, no destruction results from my speech. Rather, may my words impart light into the souls who are seeking your face. If my words show me to be out of divine order, may my mind and my mouth be cleansed. Help me not to speak words that break down the divine in me or my sister or my brother or my mate or my child, my elders or my ancestors. Divine creator and creatress, place words upon my lips that make my voice disperse sacred medicine. May my words be lotus blossoms that encourage all the souls that I meet to reach higher heights. May my words speak with your breath and sing your sweet song of life, because the words uh, and the evolved tongue that I utter, may the goodness follow me all the days of my life. Okay. Whew, that just hit me really good because we don't normally think about our intention when we speak words, right? We're not traditionally taught that. But the power of our words, and the power that the tongue has, this prayer helps you to understand that I'm just trying to speak life. I'm trying to speak good. I'm trying to speak healing. And if anything is not of you, if anything is preventing me, remove that, cleanse that away so that I can be in alignment and I can speak life into myself and others. Okay. There's also a Hesi that you trounce, which is Nukpu Inter Hemet. I am a sacred woman. You want to chant that 4 times or as much as necessary. We do fire breaths. Fire breaths are the quick breaths, just to ignite fire within our bellies, warm us up, and really just increase the oxygen that goes to our brain. Okay. Sacred Word has a gateway meditation. There are also tonics, journal writings, dietary things, different tools that you can use for Sacred Word. Okay. Let me talk about the power of changing your words. Now that we have done some of the deep dive into what the book has to say, let me hit y'all up because I want to make sure. Callie, give me that, please. Give me that. Don't talk to that. Excuse me. I apologize. I have a 2-year-old that just refused to let me do my sacred work. Okay. So, when we talk about the power of our words, we have to think about every single thing that we utter into this reality. Oftentimes we say, I'm sick. Saying I'm sick keeps you in a state of illness. When you say something alternatively, like I'm detoxing, that allows us to process that something within you is being purged out. The power of saying, I hate my job versus I'm seeking new employment. I'm trying versus I'm doing. I can't versus I can. I don't have versus I have all I need and all I want. I hate him or her versus I accept how he or she behaves. Okay. These are some of the examples that the book uses to define very common phrases that we use that speak death or illness or negative energy over our life versus those that speak life and abundance over our life, right? I remember years ago, I decided to stop using the term or the phrase, I'm broke. I would always say, I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke, I can't do this, I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke. And thus, my finances never increased because I always had the verbiage of speaking, I'm broke, and the power of I am. Let's just start there. Anytime you say I am and something that follows, it manifests. So I had to learn how to change that I'm broke to I'm using my financial resources towards something else at this time. Or I am abundant and abundance surrounds me. When we speak words of life, when we speak words of positivity, words that help us to strengthen our walk, we are able to connect with the Most High that dwells within us because we will start to see our words manifest. It is important that if you don't have words of power that you can rely on and just quickly off the tongue, that you write down affirmations That's what this gateway is about. Writing affirmations and rewriting those negative terms and phrases that you've become accustomed to speaking, that is speaking death, is speaking negativity, is speaking trauma, is speaking loss over you and your life. Some of the negative things that we say, we don't even acknowledge them or even recognize how negative and destructive these word patterns are. And so when we talk about our words, we have to be very diligent about the things that we say, not just to others, but the things that we say to ourselves. I learned very recently that instead of saying that I'm tired, say that I need to rest, because tired sounds too final. It's usually what you hear people say on their deathbeds. So instead of using the terminology that I'm tired, I need to rest. There's a time and a place for all words. And right now, we are noticing how our words are manifesting different realities in the collective consciousness. So let's take a look back. Right before um, right before COVID, the popular phrase throughout the African American people was two phrases: hands up, don't shoot. And the other one was, I can't breathe. The I can't breathe started when the young man who was selling cigarettes, I think in New York, um, was strangled by the police. And from that, we started to chant repeatedly, I can't breathe, I can't breathe, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. Kept chanting that. And as we as a society kept chanting that in protest, we found ourselves not only faced with a global pandemic of people who could not breathe, okay? But we also saw history repeat itself with another African American losing his life at the hands of the police, obstructing his air passage, obstructing his ability to breathe. And so, even as we are on this platform, there are words that are trigger words that you can't say, because of what that does to the community as a whole. And so when we think about the words that we say and we dive into our words, what are we speaking into our life that we don't necessarily want? This day, this time is the time for you to write down all of those comments and phrases that you use that are not speaking life, and then rewrite them so that they speak life. It's not about not saying what you need to say, it's about speaking your truth in love and light, or love and life, as I like to say it. That was one of my first Odu's, African spirituality. You have Odu readings. And my very first Odu was talking about learning how to speak your truth in love and light. At the time, I knew that I had a powerful word. And I would go online and I would post these rants, and the rants would go viral, and they would, touch a lot of people. And I noticed that I did not like that. I didn't like that when I was angry and upset and just venting, that was the words that were being spread. And so, because of that, I drastically changed the way that I talk and the way that I show up in different areas and the words that I speak, because my job, my goal is not to tear anyone or anything down, but to help to increase our life expectancy by speaking words of life. And we've talked a lot about speaking words, but I want to talk about another aspect of sacred word, that really, really goes unseen, and that is the power of being silent, or as we call it, sacred silence. And I want to read a passage from page 146, and it says, sometimes we as women talk too much. Let us be mindful of our words. Some talk uplifts and encourages, and other talk can destroy one's spirit and bring harm to one's soul. Nevertheless, healing talk, coming from a whole and healthy being, can take you to a high and heal your world and everyone in it. There will be time in your walk in your sacred development where you will have to purify your soul so much that you will become quiet and still. You will rest from talking. You will have purified your heart, your feelings of jealousy, judgment, anger, rage, guilt, bitterness, wickedness, and other negativity that separates you from the creator creatress and keeps you agitated in a state of toxic talking. With with time and healing, all will wash away in the bath of silence. I bring this point up because sacred silence was one of the most powerful experiences I have ever had. I had the fortune of sitting with Alio Waist Beads and the curator of Alio Waist Beads, Jasai, for a few of her silence and stillness retreats. And what I found when I was silent was how much judgment I passed on others, even when no one in the room was speaking. How much judgment I passed on myself, how much my mind was just going aimlessly, not thinking about anything in particular or anything of importance or purpose. I got to really see myself once I became quiet and still. And as powerful as words are, being silent is even more powerful. Being silent allows you to truly hear everything around you, from the birds and the bees and the different animals buzzing around in nature to the different sounds that your house makes. You may even start to hear from your ancestors if you're quiet and still enough. You may hear messages coming from deep within inside your soul, speaking to you. We need to cut this out. We need to stop this. We need to start this. And so today, I challenge you a moment of sacred silence. Take, if you can, take an hour of your day to practice silence. The way that you can do it, you can take a mask and put a mask over your face, and you can stay silent, or you can write something out that lets people know that you're practicing silence. But when we did it in the space that we did it, there was no form of communication. You couldn't write anything down. You couldn't watch anything. You had to be well, you could watch things, but you couldn't write anything down. You couldn't read any books. You just had to be silent and sit with yourself. And so today, I'm challenging each and every one of you to sit with yourself for a few minutes. It doesn't have to be long, 20, 30 minutes, however much time that you have. No one can dictate your time. You dictate your time. So you know how much time you have and that you need to sit in sacred silence. And I challenge you to do that. Start changing the power of your words. So today's challenge is to sit in sacred silence for at least 20 minutes today. And then your homework is to rewrite some of those destructive words and phrases into positive affirmations. So rewrite your destructive words and phrases into powerful affirmations that speak word of life. And don't forget to take a few minutes to sit in sacred silence with yourself and journal about what you discovered as you sat in sacred silence and as you changed those words or recharged those negative words. I thank you all for tuning in with me today. If you liked any of the message that you got here today or any of the information, please like, share, and subscribe. You can also hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when I'll be going live. My goal is to get to the number of subscribers as soon as possible so that I'm able to go live more frequently and more often from my mobile device. So I appreciate the likes, I appreciate the comments, and I definitely appreciate the subscribes and the shares. Thank you so much. Until next time, this has been Sherry Up, and I am signing off. Love and light.